Welcome to episode 56. We're continuing our look at Siu Nim Tau form, and we've now come to the end of the second section. And the last two actions that we do in this part of the form consist of Naat Sau, sometimes translated as extinguishing or covering hand, and Daan Sau, which translates as rebound or reaction hand. So we've just come to the end of the WSL action. So immediately what you do is literally drop your arms. A lot of people confuse this with the Siu Sau hand earlier in the form, earlier in this section. This one is not Siu Sau. Siu Sau, we're literally pressing. But with this hand, we are dropping. If you look at it from the side, I'm simply turning off my shoulders and letting my hands fall. I'm not using the hand, even though it might appear that the hand is pressing down. Actually, it's just floating. It's like when the bus moves too quickly, you get left behind. Well, the hand is being left behind as the arm falls, so it floats down, a bit like a leaf falling out of a tree. Why are we doing that? Because we're looking at the idea, not a technique, but an idea that's concerned with if your hands are high and your enemy goes low, there's a lot of ways to wrongly try to counter, and there's a very simple way that successfully will counter that situation. So Gantak comes in and helps me again. Let's say, for argument's sake, I've thrown a punch, he's gotten out the way, I'm up here with my hand very high, and he's seen this opportunity to go for a low punch. This would be the first thing to do that wouldn't work, to try to Daan Sau. By the time I change it into a Daan Sau, he's already in. If I tried to change into a Bong Sau, he's already in. If I tried to change into a Kuen Sau, he's already in. If I try anything that requires me coming around, he's in. But if I just take simple law of physics and drop my hand down, somewhere between where he's traveling and where I'm traveling, there will be an intersection. It's a kind of a connection with the vector theory in physics. There are lines of energy going in all directions, so at some point in the universe, they will meet. We don't want to try and turn and beat him, because if I try to turn and do it, it gives him the opportunity to come in. So if I just drop first, now I've found him, now I can counter. Conversely, the Daan Sau, again, I'm not using the hands. This is not some kind of strange attack to the face with the back of my hand. I'd break my hand before anything else. What we're doing is we're saying, leave the hand behind, just lift your shoulders up. We're just pulling up with the shoulder. Why? Opposite situation. My hands are down and he's coming up. Again, if I try to turn and do a Pak Sau, so if you go back, he shoots, I shoot, too late. I try to Tan, too late. I try to Jut, as good as it is, too late. But if I just lift my hand up, there's that intersection again. Once I've felt the line, so the connection is made, then I can continue and do what I need to do next. So this part of the form, these two actions, are not technical actions, but they're ideas being conveyed through a simple movement. And eventually they can be converted into other things, such as the Sun Kuen in Chum Kill form, or the hooking punch in Bilji form, and a whole host of other possibilities. But it all begins with the idea of Naat Sau and Daan Sau. When we finish those two movements, we simply make a fist and withdraw the hands, and we've finished the second section of the form. So when we come back in the next one, we'll be starting to look at the third section of Siu Nim Tau. See you then.